will be able to see these three magnificent skyscrapers from NH8, from Sona Road, and it's an identity in itself. It's a beautifully designed facade. Still plus 45, it's going to be the first vertical development of Sona Road, one of the tallest towers in Gurgaon. Right? It's going to become a marquee development for Sona Road in that sense. It'll be recognizable. You're going to be able to recognize the building from the crown that we're creating, and that's the exceptional bit about this development. Right, these are the principal architects that we've taken on board, primarily international architects. Have done a lot of work across the globe. DPA, One Landscape, Grey Matter. Grey Matter is our interior consultant. We're creating a beautifully curated club which is part of the development, and that's going to be landscaped by Grey Matter. The idea primarily is that when you engage with these global consultants and bring your own global expertise from the projects that we're doing across the globe, you create something which will meet global benchmarks. That's what we intend to create with the trillion. The trillion by itself, is there any trillionaire in the world today? None, right? It's an aspiration. It still remains an aspiration. There are billionaires and billionaires. There's no trillionaire, right? And that's the aspiration. So the trillion itself is an aspirational lifestyle that we want to create for the residents who are going to be staying here. That's the idea behind the name. That's the idea behind it. What we're going to do now is quickly have these global experts give you a glimpse of their vision of what they thought when they were designing this particular development.
So now here, what our architects have to say, a small video.
There is a certain elegance in the proportion of a design of tree. In nature, there are also plenty of examples where nature is designing as per the proportion of tree.
It's a very subtle way, to represent the number 3, the residents who are staying there. They see this connect why we kind of carried the story all the way. The concept of this using 3 different kinds of, with reality within some of the areas. And also we have some flowers that have got 3 petals. The way that we wanted to create some kind of this number 3 can be represented in many sort of different ways. Even some step, there is sort of a 3 sequence of steps in the amphitheater.
The name of the project is in such a way that it sort of elicits a luxurious feel that this project is going to be exclusive. The Trillion by Experion will be a landmark, and it will be once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, I think the beauty of Trillion, I think what we had is the master plan.
I'm driving down the road, there's still a little bit of traffic, and I can see the 3 fins at the entrance. I'm like, I'm home. I'm home. I already start to know what I'm gonna get. Not me. This is the resident's journey, right? I already know what I'm gonna get this moment I cross that gate.
So there are 2 things that water can do. One is it appeals to the visual sense. It provides a balance of blue as opposed to means that there is a blue and the green color balance, and at the same time water also contributes to noise reduction. So in a dense busy city, when you hear the sound of water, generally it calms you down immediately. Of course, Delhi and Gurgaon in general being a developing city, there is a lot of noise, a lot of a crowd. So we want this experience to be away from the city. So we are trying to design this experience whereby when people drive into the project, it almost feels as if it is entering into a new realm, into an oasis of calm.
Anywhere, connection with nature is always will be fundamental in design. So culturally, I would say that is universal. And being a landscape architect, I think we are trying to bring those nature as close as human being, like habitat, for example. In these days, we have already sort of like, managed to destroy almost, 70% of the habitat. We're only kind of stuck with 30%. So the idea how landscape can reverse this trend, bring, maybe local species, maybe butterflies in our project. We don't have to drive, kilometers to see a butterfly. We design so butterfly can come
People need green and they need that in their lives. It's not trendy. Trendy was green walls 10 years ago. Plants up the side of a building, that was trendy. But green in our life and biophilia in our life is a trend. People want more connection with this. They feel good with this. It makes them healthier, it makes them happier. And the way we treat these projects is as if they are an urban resort. So you're in an urban environment, you're in an urban context, we have urban things going on, we're living our urban life. But this oasis that we've created, you enter, you're in it, you're part of it, whether private, whether public, in the various spaces. And there's a lot of this square meters or square footage dedicated to open landscape here. And so you have the intrinsic attribute of the outdoor landscape.
One of the design inspiration for this project is inspired by nature. So in nature, there are no straight lines. In nature, there is a curvature. So we want to bring this little bit of curved elegance into the project. This project is very wonderfully situated near the junction of two main national highways, and the layout of the site is in such a way that there is high visibility of the three towers, and the crown will be one of those elements that will stand out from this junction and also from around the city. And we want this project to really stand out as icons of the city, and that's why the crown of the building is designed in such a way that it reflects the sky and has a very unique silhouette to it and will remain as icons of the city. The project has been planned in such a way that there is no overlooking between units. So from your balcony, you have unimpeded views towards the city from all units, and there is a good privacy that has been planned in the master plan. And also the towers are lifted above, and there is continuous landscaping that go under the tower as well. The three towers will look spectacular at different times of the day. The curved balconies provide slightly different reflections across different times of the day, and it will appear very beautiful and spectacular. So we design in a very functional way. It is not about decoration or decorative details, but we work with simple lines. We work with large balconies, for example, and these large balconies being very functional. They are wide enough for the residents to be able to put furniture on them. The continuous balcony allows residents to be able to walk from one side of the unit to the other side, just as similar as how it is on the ground. The design of the club is basically inspired by natural contours, just like rice paddies or just like rice paddy terraces in the tropical regions. So we envision this club to be have plentiful of greenery to appear sustainable and to merge with the landscape.
The main fundamental message, I would say, for this trillion is how do you get this disconnect from the city?
So the main idea with respect to the landscape is as that we really want this to be an experience as if you are leaving the city and going into an oasis of calm. So that's why the landscape is done inside, including the clubhouse, is done in such a way that it is intensely very natural, intensely very foresty.
If you go into the forest, maybe you see the moss is coming down and goes and just dissolves into this lake forest. And the beauty of the lake forest is you can swim. It's reverse idea, It's a lake which you can swim, which is a swimming pool. It's not a lap pool.
This is a big Minecraft game that we've created. We have big spaces, we have small spaces. We have bright spaces, we have dark spaces. We have light palettes, we have dark palettes. We have active spaces, we have quiet zones. And through the diversity of the planning, the architecture, the interior, the design elements, the use of the materials, the use of lighting. We're using kinetic lighting that changes its tone throughout the day. So it mimics what the sun does to your eye as it changes from different color temperature throughout the tone of the day. And we've done that in key interior spaces to bring that in. So you have this photorealism of the natural light into dusk and darkness. And so those kind of things are extremely subconscious. Hopefully this, as a community, thrives into something that is its own little microcosm, right? And you've got towers with a lot of people in it, and we have these landscape gardens that are happening where the community comes together and kids are running across, and hopefully people are doing push-ups in the corner, and kids are kicking a football around, and someone's hitting some badminton, and you hear splashing in the pool going on in the background in this amazing, beautiful landscape with beautiful architecture. That's like the first flower blooming in the beginning of a community, in the beginning of a society.
The Trillion at Sector 48 Gurgaon.